Win or go home here inside of the Furnace tonight, where powerhouse center Kylia Jones and the Lady Flames are about to clash with Grace Stieber and the Streaking Eagles of Monroeville, as live and free sectional championship basketball takes over your eyeballs and your eardrums right here from Mansfield Christian, and it's all coming up next.
Did you know that every parent in Ohio may now choose the right school for their child? Hi, I'm Dr. Cy Smith, Superintendent at Mansfield Christian School. Thanks to new legislation, all of Ohio's children are now eligible for a school voucher. No matter where you live, everyone qualifies, and 80% of Ohioans qualify for the full voucher amount. We are so excited for Christian families who can now align their child's education with their Christian values at a private school like Mansfield Christian. Give them the truth that they desperately want and need. Give them a Christian education. You can find out more information at mcsflames.org or call 419-756-5651.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here inside of the Furnace on the beautiful campus of Mansfield Christian High School for the SPHERION Mid-Ohio pre-game show. I am Brian Skoronsky, going to be keeping you entertained throughout the course of the night. Well, that plus some sectional championship basketball. Monroeville, who you're looking at right now, just about to square off with Mansfield Christian in a battle between two teams that have just met recently here in the regular season. Dive a little bit deeper into the story of number 5 Monroeville. 15 wins for them so far on the year. They've won each of their last 4, including a victory against Mansfield Christian, and lots of close defeats for this team. Overtime at New London, who's having a phenomenal year, a 2-point loss to Huron, and a 5-point loss at Mapleton here recently. So definitely playing their best stretch of basketball right now, without question. Something that their head coach told me here before the game, Ryan Bond, now in his first season running the Eagles program, feels like they're in a great spot and playing with a ton of confidence right now in the tournament. They're going to be led here by Grace Stieber, 9 points per game, also the best assist lady on the squad, plus a still thief specialist, over 3 thefts per contest. So look for her to have a big impact here tonight. as the game rolls along, and we're just a few minutes now away from tip-off. Let's show you what it looked like in the Firelands Conference, where Monroeville had to compete this season and extremely competitive in the league. Up at the top, outside of the bottom three, Western Reserve, Crestview, and St. Paul, who really struggled. They only won games against each other. Near the top, you see New London, unblemished 13-0, very, very impressive, but they played several tough games. This was a good league, so I think coming in battle-tested here tonight, Monroeville, they've seen a lot of different styles, and they've come out on top more often than not. But they are here on the road tonight when they beat Mansfield Christian. It was over at the MAC. The Eagles won at home. They're going to have to deal with a Lady Flame squad playing here inside of the Furnace, where they have been oh so good all season. And it's just a tough place to play overall. It's a smaller gym, a little bit confined. They got just bleachers on one side. We're over here on the stage, so it's just a different style of venue, and if you're not used to playing here, could throw you off just a little bit with the depth perception. But we do live in the greatest country of all time, of course, so let's honor America first before we get into action with the playing of our national anthem. So with that, it's time to dive into our home team spotlight. Again, presented by SPHERION, Mid-Ohio. And Mansfield Christian, the number 4 seed, coming off a victory in the Ohio Christian tournament, where they are the defending champions, looking to win a trophy in that yet again. They had lost 3 in a row before that. All-time games, though. The Bucyrus loss that you see there, where they dropped it by 5, they led the entire night. And they were actually without their star player, Kylia Jones, in that game, who is our player spotlight here this evening. And who else? The senior center, averaging a double-double. She's going to have a height advantage anytime she touches the ball down on the block, where, I mean, she's as close to a sure thing as we're going to have in tonight's game. 62% when she gets it in 2-point range. Kylia Jones has been doing it her entire career at Mansfield Christian, but now in her senior season, she's having a unbelievable type of campaign that most kids only dream about. Mid-Buckeye Conference, where MC competes. They were the runner-up to Division III state-ranked Loudonville. Didn't play the Birds a second time. That's why only 7 total games for them. And Loudonville dropped a couple of games after they just blitzed through the first round of the league. None of them close contests. They're 21-2. They've already punched their ticket to the round of districts. So the Birds, a pretty big deal. Mansfield Christian gave them their best game in the league, bar none, during the regular season campaign. Starting lineups about to be announced here. But first, the non-starters. So give me an opportunity to dive into my keys to success for both squads here tonight. We'll begin with Mansfield Christian here playing at home. Just got to showcase a little bit of composure. Last time I was over here, and as I mentioned, no Kylia Jones. That's a big difference maker. But they gave the game away at the end against Bucyrus after leading the entire night. And then just wall up. use your height as a weapon. They've got Kylia inside. Reagan Standridge stands pretty tall. Bailey Nelson as well down in the paint. Adele Kramer. So those are some kids that I think if they just wall up inside, it'll certainly behoove them defensively against not an undersized necessarily squad in Monroeville, but a team that doesn't quite have the ladies that stand as tall as they do for Mansfield Christian. So how do the Eagles get it done tonight? How about some second chance points? If they are able to collect some offensive rebounds, you gotta make them count. And less than 20 turnovers. This team has struggled at times during the year with giveaways. If they can keep that number under 20, I feel like that's going to give them a great shot to win here on the road inside of the Furnace. And we're going to go back and forth with the starting lineups here. It'll go one at a time. Zy Davis is being announced, the stud sophomore, almost averaging 10 points per game for Mansfield Christian this year. That's Julia White. She puts up right around 5. Grace Stieber's already been up off the bench. Taking a look at the senior, Rebecca Capustar. And she can be a difference maker for them. Streaky shooter at times. When she makes one, typically a second is to follow. That's Ava Kruger wearing the number 21, over 7 points per game for them. Standridge, great rebounder in the interior, grabs almost 8 boards, actually a shade above every single night that she competes. Another senior, Allie Wilhelm. And here is the freshman. Big eruption of applause for Billy Nelson, who has emerged as the second leading scorer on this squad. She has come to life over the second half of the season since earning that starting role. She'll likely go toe-to-toe with Taryn Tyler right there. And then, of course, Kylia Jones, number 32. She's dealt with some injuries. You see that she's got the wrap on that right hand. She's had a wrist issue this season, but she is good to go. She's been in the last couple of contests. I think she's only missed maybe 1 or 2 on the year, and one of those was due to illness. Wasn't even because of that wrist injury. So she's a full go here tonight, and expect her to be a huge difference maker as we wrap up our MidOhioJobs.net pregame, and we are just about set for girls tournament action, live and free right here on the OH Report. Let's get the conversation going out there in Facebook and YouTube land. We are on Channel 1 tonight, if you are wondering. If you'd rather watch over there and you're on Facebook right now, drop me some comment bombs. Let me know where you're taking in the action from, who you're cheering for, your favorite players, all the above. Keep me informed as I will try to do the same for you here at Mansfield Christian tonight. Division 4 Sectional Championship is underway. And the ball's going to belong to Mansfield Christian. Here is the sophomore Davis, gets a screen up top from Reagan. Got a little too far underneath the basket, and she'll do that. She's still a young player. She's got turnover issues. Gives it away to the Eagles, and quickly they get up a shot at the other end. Just a little too hard off the square for Allie Wilhelm, but a second turnover already for MC. So they've only touched the ball twice. Haven't been able to get up a shot attempt. Three ball on the way. Front iron, Jones battling inside, and last touch by the Eagles. Shout out to the Monroeville Athletics boosters, Stacy Barman and company, always supporting us here on the OH Report. Anytime we have the privilege of putting them on our airwaves. And there's Davis again on cue. 30 seconds in, she's given it away twice. Eagles have not made them pay yet. Been able to get a couple of shot attempts, and now we get a tie-up. Offensive rebound by Julia White inside. Excuse me, we're going to get a foul, and this is going to go on Zy. So it'll be the first on either unit. Eagles to inbound underneath. Thread the needle inside. Jones bites. Too much sauce behind that shot attempt. Here's Standridge clearing with the board. Got him split up top. Man-to-man defense for the Eagles. Give and go, and Reagan has it deflected, and she gives it away. So offensively, in terms of execution, a miserable start here for Mansfield Christian, as they've turned it over 4 times in 1 minute. One thing you like, though, if your head coach Megan Young, hasn't cost you, still 0-0. As the Eagles enter into the high post, strong move. Jones is there and got a big piece of that one from Kruger. And another jump ball. So that baby got loose. Jones goes down to the floor. And we'll stay down here at this end with Monroeville. Off the dribble handoff, Wilhelm elected not to pop the trigger on the 3. Now down Main Street, there's Jones with a big swat. They'll send it ahead. And last touch, they say, by Bailey Nelson, who had a step ahead of the field, at least at first. And that's a great call. Referee all over that one. Flames like to pick up full court man-to-man, just make it a bit more challenging for the opposing teams to get into their half-court sets, but they will here in the first points of the night from long range, and our player spotlight, Grace Steeper. Bailey nearly traveled, now goes to work. That's her sweet spot right there. She's a left-handed player, likes to get down on the block here on this side, and when she does, real hard to stop. She is a load. The freshman coming off of winning our Coach B's Ballers Award this last week, so congratulations to Bailey, who received more votes than anybody else, and it was tough competition, but she put up a career-high 24 points in that game against Bucyrus. Great free throw shooter as well, about 75%. Second one, lips out. But Davis collects the steal. She can definitely do that, and she's quick when she gets with a head of steam. Standridge misfires in tight. A lot of chaos out there. Eagles with a 3-on-1 if they can connect the pass. But it's out of bounds, just a little bit too far out ahead of the pack. Like the idea right there to push it forward from Julia White. Just missed the target. Davis is going to get fouled driving down the lane, and off the push, this will be 2-shot foul. Allie Wilhelm, 5'3" senior, the recipient of her first personal. And very minimal contact right there. Just a little touch into the back here of Davis. Averaging just under 10 points per game. Zion the year from the free throw line. 36%. Comes up empty-handed there on that trip as the Eagles looking to push coast to coast. Back iron for White. Loose ball again. We'll get a third tie-up already. So a lot of loose balls on the offensive side of things for Monroeville here tonight. Nice pass over the top of the defense. Davis into the hands of Capustar, who had to pick up her bounce. They'll swing it. Bailey can make these from long range, and she does right there. First lead of the night for the Flames, and all 4 points for MC belong to the Frosh. Aggressive defense, a bit of a gamble for Davis. Offensive board secured inside. Here's Kruger, but just too much length. Talks about that. Such an advantage for the Flames in there when you see Standridge, and she's got backup with Nelson and Kylia Jones behind her. Quick trigger, well short. And here's Davis. A 2-on-3. She'll slip it inside, and another foul will send Standridge to the free throw line. Zai doing a nice job that time of drawing over a pair of defenders. Opens things up for Reagan to make the sprint down onto the block. And here is Standridge at the free throw line. Gets a friendly hop here at home. %58% from the charity stripe this season for Standridge. And she's 100% on this trip. And I think that's a great sign, of course, for Mansfield Christian to weather that early storm. 4 turnovers in the first minute, an opportunity for them to hang their heads. Nah, they have regained their confidence. Zai Davis making plays now after she was a little shaky to start. And the Eagles continue to miss when they're down in the lane amongst the trees, those big oaks. And we'll get a timeout taken by Coach Young as she sees the Eagles' defensive pressure mounting a little bit after the rebound. And with this home and kitchen supply timeout and each one for the rest of the night, I will dive into the chat section, see what you guys are talking about on Facebook and our YouTube channel 1. And also want to let you guys know that we have multiple live streams going on tonight. Many sectional championships, 4 to be exact. So if you want to flip around on our family of networks here on the OH Report, you can keep an eye on Danville Ridgedale. Colonel Crawford's at home in kind of a crosstown rivalry against Bucyrus. We've also got Clear Fork trying to move back into the round of districts tonight. They're at home against Huron. And Upper Sandusky playing at home as well. They've got Willard. So I saw a couple of comments did roll in on Facebook. I'll read those at the next break. Nelson, strong hands inside, plenty of contact, didn't get a whistle. Letting them bang in there, and how about this? The mic and drilled, just like she's practiced her whole life in the driveway. Count it, heading to the free throw line for more. I got my daughter with this in a game of pig just before the game tonight. Sometimes that's a tough one to execute. Nelson off to a radiant hot start. 7 points. It's been such a big weapon for them, certainly since she's eased in to this varsity level. It's always tough when you come in as a freshman to get acclimated right away to the speed. And she was almost unguardable last year in 8th grade. Starting to translate that here to the varsity game. There she is inside, getting tied up. See her mom just bounced up off the bleachers, giving her a standing O for the hustle. And they're going to get Allie Wilhelm right there for her second foul. That'll be a shooting foul because it's number 5 here against Monroeville. And that's huge to be in the bonus with this much time remaining. And your best free throw shooter at the line. They're going to change the call now. Ava Kruger will be assessed the personal, and that's just her first, so that changes things as Wilhelm checked out momentarily for Coach Ryan Braun. And Bailey sticks the landing yet again. The largest lead so far for Mansfield Christian. On an 11-0 run right now. Bailey continues to do work. Comes away with the air ball. And now Zai steps in, long deuce, hard off the square. They'll push it ahead. I mean, a lot of Eagles flying south there. And they'll get an easy one at the rim. First deuce for Grace Godwin, who just checked in. Different look defensively right now for Monroeville. 1-2-2 zone. Flames will have to make some adjustments. Nelson, air balls there from the mid-range. And Jones making another strong play. Possession arrow going to give it back over to the Eagles. So you see it again there on our Monroeville Athletic Booster replay. And a 6-point edge right now for Mansfield Christian on the Buckeye Horizon scoreboard. Eagles looking for back-to-back buckets. Not on this one, but they'll chase down a long rebound. They'll get another wide open. Look at White buries it. Boy, where is the defense for MC on that possession? 2 first-person shooters, no hands in their face, but Nelson an immediate response. And that, indeed, is the honeypot for her. Get it to her on the left block, and she is almost perfect every time. Over her season average in scoring, 6 minutes into the game. What a start for the Frosh. But Jones looking to push the break, throws it away. And that's a tough one right there. I think Hialeah thought that she might travel with the ball if she continued with her momentum. Long 2, nothing but net. So Monroeville heating up, and that's Stieber with her second field goal of the evening. And back down to a single possession game. Tipped, but right into the hands of the shooter. And that one finds the bottom for Riley Patrick. So the youngsters providing a lot of offense here in the opening frame for Mansfield Christian. And this girl is heating up in the furnace. Davis forces up that shot. Reagan inside, good looking footwork. Bailey. Jump ball, it'll be at this end here for a Mansfield Christian throw-in. As we've got an Adele Kramer sighting. And she's an exciting player. Limited minutes, but when she comes in, she empties the tank every time. Davis again fires. Here's Adele making something happen, offensive rebound, but spins into trouble and lost it. 10th rebound for Mansfield Christian, but it comes up empty. And what do we got here? Travel. Tough break. I don't know. Goodwin obviously drills it from straight away. Well, we got time here. Let's watch it one more time. Referee clearly much better vantage point than we got up here. Reagan down on the block. Makes them pay. She's got 4. Quick release. And a bit of a heat check that time for Stieber. How can you blame her? Kid's got 7 of the 12. Short time and not a smart pass inside for Adele. I think Coach Young would have liked to see him try to hold for the final shot. And maybe they will here. Instead, it's Zai. Davis on the board. Deep 3. That one from Lexington. And that is how the first quarter will come to a close. Mansfield Christian. Nice start here at the Furnace. 19-12 they lead.
Did you know that every parent in Ohio may now choose the right school for their child? Hi, I'm Dr. Cy Smith, Superintendent at Mansfield Christian School. Thanks to new legislation, all of Ohio's children are now eligible for a school voucher. No matter where you live, everyone qualifies, and 80% of Ohioans qualify for the full voucher amount. We are so excited for Christian families who can now align their child's education with their Christian values at a private school like Mansfield Christian. Give them the truth that they desperately want and need. Give them a Christian education. You can find out more information at mcsflames.org or call 419-756-5651.
One quarter closer to crowning a sectional champion here inside of the Furnace at Mansfield Christian, who leads at 19-12 to open up quarter number 2. Monroeville with the rock. Zone look here for the Flames. And that one finds a friendly roll. Takes a hop over the front of the rim for Wilhelm. It's her first basket of the evening. Take a second look at that last hoop. Strong move right there, dribbling in between a couple of defenders. The closeout's a little late. Another 3 ball. They are limited. Zion by him, but Goodwin comes through. Third triple for the Eagles. And now Nelson with her second turnover of the night. And how about that? Just pure. So a quick 5-0 spurt to start the second quarter for Monroeville. Just a 2-point game. In Mansfield Christian, this zone, I mean, they're just leaving kids wide open. Davis with a leave off. Reagan fouled. Excellent job of filling the lane there by Standridge. And in between a pack of defenders, Davis. Good looking setup as well. First points here of the second quarter for Mansfield Christian. Flames are going to stay with their 1-3-1 zone. And so far, I was going to say it's led to quite a few open looks. Not this time. Bad decision. But Grace Goodwin totally redeems herself, coming from behind the plate to slap that away from Reagan Standridge. So off of the turnover, Monroeville gets fouled at the other end. First foul against Reagan Standridge as Kylia Jones re-enters the contest. Strong move, baseline. Shot off target. Flames love to get out and run, especially when it's in the hands of Zai. Kramer, turnaround jumper. Jones got her back, and she'll finish it off. Kylia Jones, welcome to the scoreboard. Her first bucket of the evening. Catch and shoot, and she has not been shy at all. Grace Stieber looking for her offense tonight. Del Kramer picks up the foul and will send David Kruger to the free throw line. Ava does a lot of nice things for this team. 7 points, 6 rebounds per contest. Gets to the free throw line a couple of times per game on average. And she buries the second look here. So back down to a 5-point margin. And a lot of oohs and ahs. The Monroeville fans thought this was a travel. Mansfield Christian fans agree that a lot of contact right there. Tipped out of bounds by Jones. It's 13th turnover for Mansfield Christian on that last possession. And a rebound for Monroeville on the offensive side. Third foul here on MC. 5:21 to play in the second. We saw the Flames get into the bonus pretty quickly in the first quarter. Three on the way. Left iron. Reagan's just going to let it roll out of bounds. Up and under for Nelson. Bit of a circus shot as she had to switch to the right hand. And we've had plenty of jump balls already in this contest. There's another one right here. It seems like Kylia Jones has kind of been the root of each of them. Strong hands, not allowing anyone to rip it away from her. And Bailey Nelson, last two possessions haven't really been great. A couple of careless passes, but Monroeville gives it right back with the turnover. They've given it away 7 times now. Still on pace to meet my milestone of under 20 for the game, which is one of my keys to victory. For Mansfield Christian, composure I thought would be a big one. And a couple of the younger players haven't had it here recently. Though here's the freshman to the sophomore. And now the senior inside. And a few shots, they come away with nothing. And the Eagles can make this just a one-score game. Capustar has been sitting for a while. Rebecca back out onto the floor for Coach Young. And now Davis will check out with Riley Patrick. Off the baseline drive, the help comes, and it's read well by Reagan. Not a lot of continuity offensively for either side here in the second quarter. We've got 10 total points in the frame. 4:13 remaining before we get to the break. The winner of tonight likely going to be advancing to take on second-seeded New London, who's in action right now. Davis collects, throws it right to the defense. Up ahead, Strong off the glass. Battle for possession, and guess what? Jump ball. They'll fan things out, will the Eagles on this set? Off the kick out, 3 balls on the way. A little too strong that time from Reber. And it remains down here at this end. Wilhelm to trigger. Kruger with the handoff. Davis was right there waiting. Zai's played every second of the contest so far tonight. And she gets it poked away here, down to the floor, jump ball. And that's already about her 5th turnover. You love the aggressiveness. It's cost Mansfield Christian at times. Plenty of threes have gone up. Here's another. This time it sinks through its hole for Allie Wilhelm. 2-point game. Capustar was calling for it. A little tip into the hands of Jones. That's what she does so well. Just takes up space, hangs out around the rim, and good things tend to happen right into the hands of Standridge. Zai with the hesitation move. Lost the handle, regains. And it'll be tipped out of bounds. Almost worked out in Davis's favor, creating some space there from the short corner. Standridge pulls the trigger on a 3. Doesn't shoot many from beyond the arc. Goodwin through the middle of the defense with the kick out. Long 2 on the way. Splish splash. More buckets here for the Eagles. And it's the first for Taryn Tyler tonight. Standridge double teamed. Throws it inside. Jones was bobbling it. And that'll add on to the turnover total for Mansfield Christian, 18. And foul number 4 here in the frame on MC. Be the second on Zai here tonight. Timeout taken. It'll be a full timeout burned here by Monroeville and their head coach Ryan Bond in his first season. And for Ryan, moving into the district from Margaretta, where he spent quite a bit amount of time. His daughter Grace Bond was having a good year. She's having to sit out during the postseason with the OHSAA transfer rule. And then what a loss this is for them, to not have the services of their leading scorer and rebounder, Gabby Colin, the junior, going to be forced to watch the entire postseason. Look at these numbers, 42% from the floor as well. That's phenomenal for a girls player. So big loss for them. Of course, she still got her senior season coming back and could be amongst the players that you talk about for a preseason watch list for Firelands Conference Player of the Year. But you got to be bummed if you're Coach Bond not to have 2 of your top players and 2 of your top 6 scorers holding their own here tonight. And they've been playing some great basketball. Looking for their 5th consecutive victory if they can knock off the Flames for a second time here within a 4-game stretch. And as promised, I'll get to those couple of comments that came in. What's up, Misty Kelly? Says, let's go Flames. And Tim Keever cheering on Mansfield Christian as well out there on the Facebook. But they're seeing their Flames draw another personal foul. It's going to be their 5th. And into the bonus goes Monroeville with Grace Goodwin heading to the free throw line. And a message delivered to his teams over on the bench here from Coach Bond says, hey, we're in the bonus. You got to be aggressive when you have the ball offensively. Eagles back with their half-court man-to-man. Patrick gets by the first defender, long 2. She banks it in. No answer at the other end but it's knocked away from Nelson. Second chance, 3 points. Big time shot that time from Taryn Tyler. Nelson tried to match the 3 at the other end. GPS a little bit out of sorts on that last attempt. And the Eagles will have a chance here to try to take over the lead on our Buckeye Horizon scoreboard. But Jones with the block. She's got a 2-on-2 over the top. Zai makes it happen. That's what you like to see from Zai Davis. Soft hands with the catch. But drilling it like an oil rig back the other way is Stieber. She's into double figures, second player to get there tonight. Final 30-plus seconds. Nelson's been quiet, had 11 points in the first quarter, none in the second. A rush shot there from Capustar gets the ball back over to the Eagles. Coach Bond telling his team, we don't need to get a shot here immediately. Off the drive, Kruger collects her own miss, and she gets hacked. 11 seconds showing before these teams head into the locker rooms. And the foul's going to go on Kylia Jones, just her first. Nobody really in any type of foul trouble. Zai Davis has 2, the only player on the floor right now with multiple fouls. Maybe a little breeze coming through here as Ava Kruger sends that one about 5 inches short of the rim. Second shot for the senior, and boy, does she send it sky high. Eagles in front. Davis walking it into the front court. Down to 5 seconds. Jones, see if she recognizes. She'll lob it in. Capustar turned away rudely. And that is how the first half will end. We got a battle going on here at the Furnace Monroeville. Taking a 1-point edge as the teams head into the halftime break. We will step aside with a quick commercial timeout. When we return, we'll have some stats and analysis from former Mansfield Christian basketball player Aaliyah Skoronsky. And then we'll get you all set for half number 2. You're watching live and free Girls Championship Hoops exclusively on OH Report.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
Did you know that every parent in Ohio may now choose the right school for their child? Hi, I'm Dr. Cy Smith, Superintendent at Mansfield Christian School. Thanks to new legislation, all of Ohio's children are now eligible for a school voucher. No matter where you live, everyone qualifies, and 80% of Ohioans qualify for the full voucher amount. We are so excited for Christian families who can now align their child's education with their Christian values at a private school like Mansfield Christian. Give them the truth that they desperately want and need. Give them a Christian education. You can find out more information at mcsflames.org or call 419-756-5651.
Enjoying live and free girls tournament basketball exclusively on OH Report, but we couldn't do it without these unbelievable sponsors. Please support those that support high school athletes here in our area, including Home and Kitchen Supply, your one-stop shop for kitchen and baths, windows and doors since 1970. Monroeville Athletic Boosters, when you see that commercial play, got a lot of different things going on. You can hit up Stacy Barman. Her email is down in the description if you would like to donate or be a part of one of the many awesome experiences that they put together through the Boosters Club. SPHERION Mid-Ohio, they're always looking to build relationships with you. They want to understand your business or you as an individual. They figure out what you need, and then they get it for you fast. Check them out at midohiojobs.net. WHITAKER Myers Wealth Managers, taking care of the Mansfield, Ashland, and Worcester areas. They are a fee-based fiduciary financial planner that boasts the endorsement of national money expert Dave Ramsey and the team at Ramsey Solutions. And Buckeye Horizon. Tonight's broadcast presented by Buckeye Horizon Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your local Trane comfort specialist. We will be right back here inside of the furnace. We'll break down those first half stats. Stay here. We welcome you back inside of the furnace on the beautiful campus of Mansfield Christian High School for the MidOhioJobs.net halftime reports. Brian Skrosky with you alongside our stat tracker and basketball guru, Aaliyah Skronsky. This half, very tightly contested. We saw Mansfield Christian get off to a great start. And how about Bailey Nelson? Let's talk about her first 11 points in that first quarter. She was a game changer. You played with her last year. I mean, the girl, she's just a little bit different than your standard ninth grader.
Oh, for sure. She has the most points as a freshman in the first half, which is actually amazing. I played with her last year, and she definitely carried the team for our 8th grade season. So it's not surprising that she's carrying the team this season either.
But a lot of turnovers for Mansfield Christian, as we'll show you in our first half numbers. 18 of them, I think, obviously that's a big problem. They're going to need less than half of that here in the second half if they want to come out on top, even though I know it's just a 1-point game here, but you cannot give it away that many times again and expect Monroeville not to capitalize.
I agree. Mansfield Christian has almost doubled the amount of turnovers that Monroeville has, so they definitely need to calm down on the turnovers, especially when they're dribbling it up the court. That's when I saw that they had lost it the most, is when they were just trying to get to the other side of the court. I feel like there was a lot of jump balls as well. If they just keep their hands on the ball and stop grabbing at the same time, they could do better.
Absolutely. And how about 6 threes for Monroeville? A lot of open shooters left on the perimeter. As a unit, they shoot less than 30% as a team, but they've been able to knock down a number of them here in this game. The Flames have predominantly done their damage when they have got it down on the block. In our player spotlight tonight, Kylia Jones held to just 4 points. This is a girl that averages a double-double, so you would like to feature her in the offense. Get her a few more touches, I think, down in her sweet spots, down in the honey hole on the block.
Yeah, I agree. Mansfield Christian has had a little bit of trouble getting it into the paint where they can actually have a good shot at, getting it up onto the board. So I feel like if they just get past a little better and really calm down on those turnovers, that they could come back and win it.
But how about Grace Stieber? 10 points, knocked down a couple of threes. She was integral in them taking the lead, especially in the second quarter, as we've got second half action now underway. So, Aaliyah, I'll let you get back to track and stats. Thank you so much for your perspective.
You're welcome. Bye.
And the first points here of the third quarter. So it's a 3-point game now. Monroeville out in front. Davis doesn't make a clean catch. She's able to recapture, but slid her shoe there on the pivot. Zai's got about a third of the turnovers right now for Mansfield Christian. And I gotta assume that this is part of the strategy for Coach Young to just let them shoot it from long range. Really packing inside the paint, and with that size advantage, I don't know that the Flames have to do that and just let wide open shooters take dead aim, as Bailey Nelson, who got off to that sizzling start, she picks up her second foul right there. She's really cooled off. Didn't score in the second. From the high post, traveling violation. Which one of these teams are going to put together some momentum on the offensive end of things? Did see a couple of spurts. Consecutive baskets certainly have been in a premium. Only happened on a couple of occasions so far for both teams. Capu Star. And now Reagan left alone. Couple hops off the rim and a loose ball foul against Kylia Jones. Be her second. And you really got to credit the work inside that time for Wilhelm with the block out. Initiating that contact, giving up a good amount of size down there on the block. And now they'll find her inside at point-blank range. Sneaking in to grab the ball, though, and head to the free throw line here is Ava Kruger. Ava really provides a lot of spark for this team. High energy, motor always revving, and the rainbow finds its way into the pot of gold. Jones taking a seat early. Just a minute 40 here into the second half. Just 2 fouls. Looks a little winded, though. And this one drops from the ceiling through the net as well. As this is the largest lead for the Eagles. Nelson trying to trim into it. Davis, offensive rebound. No putback. 2 attempts. Empty-handed for the Flames. And we'll get a timeout taken here by head coach Ryan Bond, as he sees his team with the first 4 points of the second half. And with that, see if we've got any new comments coming in. Looks like you guys are keeping it pretty mild over on the Facebook side of things. None since the first half. You shout me out, I'll shout you out. Always love knowing where you guys are watching from. Hit me with a comment. Over on YouTube channel 1, Nate A. cheering on the Flames here tonight. Thank you for chiming in, Nate. Three other championship games going down right now, live and free. If you want to circle around our family of networks. Half of the teams will be heading on to districts. The other half going home for the season. That's what makes this time of year so exciting. Love March Madness, or early March Madness. Less than a week away from the real Ides of March making their way onto the calendar. Off the takeaway, we'll see if Mansfield Christian can get their first points here, the third. Pushed way out with this man-to-man defense being applied all over the floor. Ripped away by Kruger. Pushing ahead, sets up the three, and Wilhelm move the feet first. Davis with the hesitation has to come out to the corner. And now Adele forces one up from the mid-range, turned away. Wow. Big block shot for Allie Wilhelm. And then the setup, thing of beauty right there. Third bucket for Taryn Tyler. Spinning but not winning is Davis. She's got friends in low places though as Cappy Starr able to collect the loose ball. Go back to that last basket from the elbow. Pure, good-looking jumper there from Taryn. Large junior class for the Eagles. Should be considered amongst the favorites in the Firelands Conference heading into next season. Definitely battled really well against New London, who finished 13-0 in the league in their last meeting. Took them all the way to overtime. Jones has only had about 2 touches down on the block tonight. It's either not a big part of the game plan, as Coach Young calls a timeout, or the Eagles made it a big part of theirs. As more than 3 minutes gone by here in quarter number 3, the Eagles with all the points so far. Let's take a look inside of their huddle. There is Coach Bond, surrounded by his flock, enjoying their largest lead so far of the evening's 7-point differential. And they've showcased a little bit more poise, I think, than Mansfield Christian here tonight. Revisit my keys to victory presented by SPHERION Mid-Ohio. And for Mansfield Christian, composure. They've gone in and out of possessing that here tonight. Walling up they've definitely packed inside of the paint and made it difficult for Monroeville to get shots down on the block, but they've also left a ton of uncontested three-point shooters, and the Eagles have capitalized. Knocked down 7 of them. And for Monroeville, under 20 turnovers, possibility that they could make that happen. Second chance points, haven't done much of that here tonight, but they have definitely done enough from beyond the arc. And defensively, it seems like they've kind of ratcheted things up here in the second half. Nelson left alone, her first bucket since the first. Great sign for Mansfield Christian, and definitely a streaky player. After she sees that first one go in, it's kind of like a light switch. Flip, flip. We'll see what she does with it. Oh, maybe a not called N1 right there. A little bump there on Steeper. Drilled it anyways. So they match Nelson's bucket. As Reagan goes to work. Coast to coast. Flames coming out and defending more heavily on the perimeter now. Kramer called for the blocking foul, and she didn't like it. Didn't think there was a lot of contact. Certainly looked like she got her right foot tangled up there for the trip. 4th foul against Mansfield Christian. None yet for the Eagles in this third quarter. So Monroeville just one away from the bonus, and Coach Bond says now we got to get aggressive. Half-hearted pass, not going to get it done there by Steeber, picked off by Nelson. Tie-up jump ball. Flames have such balance on offense. Don't really have a go-to scorer per se. When you look at Standridge and Zai, Bailey, along with Kylia, I mean, they're all 9 points or better per game, which in some retrospects is great. Some aspects you like that. Can't really key on anybody. But if times are tough and you're really needing to come away with some points, who do you get it to? Got a 3-on-1 here. Wild shot, though, in transition. Boy, just hoisted up by Riley Patrick. Off the cut, clean catch in the bucket. Pretty play right there as Kruger made him pay. Hard cut down the lane. Pushes the lead back up to 7. Patrick trying to squeeze it in there to Jones. One more time, that last cut through. Excellent delivery. Strong hands by Kruger. And she's shown that she brings a lot to the equation for the Eagles. Davis, things open up for her right down Main Street. Missed it, but Davis got her back. Cleans up the mess. Jones. Kylia's got 6 now. Turning into a crowd. Kruger, lucky just to get that thing out of there. Tipped by Zai. And no travel call. A lot of Flames fans were calling for one, and it leads to 3 points. Big shot there for Goodwin. She's drilled a couple here tonight. Ill-advised pass, double team. They try to drop it inside. Wide open shooter in transition. Double-digit lead now for the Eagles. Back-to-back threes. Coach Young needs a timeout. Nobody picks up the leading score in transition. Grace Steeber. 15 points. tops in the game. She's done most of that work from long range. I think she's drilled 4 triples. Might want to find her. Excellent statement made here by Monroeville. Been playing so well here of late. 4 straight wins, can make it 5 in a row here tonight. Winners in 6 of their last 7 contests as well. Jones can't make the catch. Got Eagle Nation all pumped up. Off the ball screen, here comes Stieber. Nice ball fake, lost the handle. Wilhelm off balance after she got the rock. And I think this is kind of a critical last minute 04 for Mansfield Christian. Definitely in danger of heading into the 4th quarter, kind of buried. And boy, just the decision making. Have not cleaned that up since the 1st quarter, where they turned it over double-figure times. It's their 7th here in the 3rd. And now it's bonus action, as Goodwin will get a shoot a pair. Splits him. Davis with a long rebound and a quick bump. That's just the first foul, though, against the Eagles in this 3rd quarter. So several more fouls to give before they would be in any danger of putting Mansfield Christian on the line. So the final 50 seconds, Flames could really use some points. Backdoor cut, pass, undercut. And a jump ball will stay in possession of Mansfield Christian. Trying to find some crispiness offensively. Just have not had it. Davis, though, gets a clean look from the foul line. She clinks that one. And now Monroeville will have an opportunity, if they so choose, to hold for the final shot. Instead, right down Main Street. Missed, and Jones turns him away inside. Big block for Kylia. Now they'll get Standridge with the rock. Final 5 seconds. Adele lets it fly at the horn. It comes up short. And we head on to the 4th. Monroeville in control. An opportunity for them to move on to the districts. We have reached money time here at the Furnace. Fans starting to get into things. A little dance party going on here between the third and fourth frames. And one of these two teams will be headed on to Willard in the Division IV district semifinals. Monroeville's got the ball first. They lead it by a dozen. I'm Brian Skoronsky, here on the call with you tonight. And how about Adele Kramer? Somehow got it into Bailey Nelson. Wow, left side, left hand. An insult to injury right there as they'll foul. And that's one that Nelson almost always is able to finish off. Left-handed player, so strong on that side of the floor. But since the first quarter, where the Flames came out guns a-blazing, it's kind of been the Eagles taking control of this thing. Reach-in foul's going to go against MC. It's going to be the fourth on Kylia Jones. She's going to stay out on the floor. Senior's been such a big part of this program for the last 4 years. And Kramer has it poked away. Eagles regain possession beside Davis. Wow. She gets it back. Davis a little too far out in front of Bailey. And Nelson couldn't hit the turbo button. Get out and put that one into the hole. So they've had two failed opportunities, a couple of big misses here for Mansfield Christian. Got to dig themselves out of this double-digit hole. Get a quick 30-second timeout taken by Monroeville. Home and Kitchen Supply timeout. Big thank you to them and all of our generous sponsors for being a part of tonight's action. And say what's up to Stephanie Van Vliet. Says, go Eagles. Emmy, Finney, and Rosie Van Vliet all watching tonight. Thank you for chiming in over on the Facebook. OH.REPORT is your home for high school tournament basketball in North Central Ohio and beyond. We are at so many games next week, it's going to make my head spin. Going to have to hire some new people, perhaps. Trying to be at 6-7 games at once on a few different nights. Definitely going to try to make it happen. And you know we'll be at Willard. Certainly if Mansfield Christian were to advance. This is a Mansfield Christian student-led broadcast. Do just have one student with me here tonight, though. Shout out to Sarah Porter for running our top camera. And Aaliyah Skoronsky joining me to track stats. Oh, big shot right there. Stieber has it locked in. 18 points for her. And it is beyond danger zone time now for Mansfield Christian, who have struggled mightily offensively, down by 15. Do they have it in them to try to make a push? Got to get to work in a hurry. You almost have to be flawless, shoot about 75% or better. At least they get a good look. Nelson missed everything. The sweater coming unraveled a bit here for Mansfield Christian. Might have to throw a couple of different trap looks at the Eagles. Try to force a few giveaways. And definitely get a hand in Grace Stieber's face. Might be a good start too. But this is a good way to begin. If you're an MC fan, over in back violation, as Julia White can't get there in time. But they got to start putting the ball in the basket. That's going to be the key for the Flames. Boy, hate seeing that from your senior on the perimeter. Nice recovery. Big swat for Adele. but the damage was done with Kylia Jones. It just seems like it's been a lot of half-hearted passes for Mansfield Christian. They're seeing the defense. They know it's there, and they're throwing them anyways. Second block and a third for Kramer. But they leave another open shooter, and it's knocked down. Got the people back in Monroeville going crazy as they have stretched this lead out to a big one. Davis, no response, one and done. Mansfield Christian slow to get back on defense, but Eagles more than happy to let some time milk away. Do miss this time. It's flipped back in bounds, and look at all the hustle plays being made by the Eagles. And a three-point shooter is fouled. It's going to send Stieber to the line. Looking to add to her 18. Give the foul to Adele Kramer. Definitely should have been on Zy Davis. Probably a moot point at this juncture of the game now, as the lead's about to be 20. What? How about a perfect 3 for 3 on that trip to the charity stripe? And it's been just a bonkers offensive performance after a little bit of a slow start for Grace Stieber. More than doubling her season average here on the road tonight. But it's been the aggression of the Eagles defensively that's made the biggest difference in this second half. They've been stepping their foot on the gas, and Flames haven't been able to get it out of neutral in some instances. No points for them yet in the fourth, and they needed to get off to a hot start. But Kramer, how about 4 blocks for her over the last few possessions? You don't see that very often. Standridge turns the corner, unabated, missed it. Second look for Patrick's not there either. Flames have gone icy cold. Shooting less than 20% in the game. Nelson steps into a 3 on the run. Missed it. Standridge with the follow. Flames on the board here in the fourth. Took them 4 minutes, though, to produce those first 2. Eagles coaching staff telling them just be patient, run through it. Let's allow some seconds to come off the clock here, and if the Flames aren't going to trap, why not? Nelson with a big bump from the backside. But the offensive rebound is secured, and the Eagles can run even more time. This possession already at 35 seconds and counting. Getting an ovation started through the cheering section for Monroeville. Traveling violation. Second time we've seen that tonight from Grace Goodwin. Earlier, though, she was able to bury the triple. That one at least missed, so doesn't make it feel quite as bad. Ninth giveaway for the Eagles here in this second half. I said if they were under 20 that they would win here tonight. They're sitting at 19 on the game, but got this one well in hand now. Flames would have to start burying some shots in a New York minute try to change the complexion of this game. Capustar comes up short. Jones with the follow. Last 4 points to Mansfield Christian. Eagles with the 4-corner look now. Got them all across the board around the arc. Flames still electing not to trap. And eventually Standridge picks up the personal here. That'll be the 4th against Mansfield Christian. Their last foul to give. Final 2 minutes here inside of the furnace. Eagles look like they're going to punch their ticket into the districts as sectional champions. Mansfield Christian won the sectional title last year. They do come away with the 20th turnover, though, of the night. They'll send it inside for Nelson. And the loose ball foul is going to land an Eagle on the line. Third foul on Bailey. Last time she was at the line, Grace drilled a 3-pack, makes it 4 in a row here. Long rebound out to Kruger. Just feels like the little bounces and extra bursts of energy have all been coming from the side of the girls wearing the black uniforms. Backdoor look, almost a giveaway. Kruger comes in to save the day. And then she gets fouled, and she'll have 2 free throws coming up. Fourth on Davis, who just checks back in for Kylia Jones. Or Bailey Nelson, rather. Ninth turnover for Mansfield Christian here in the second half. Eagles get up a quick shot, and it rolls out of bounds here on the near side. And I think we're going to get the Eagles emptying their bench as their starters, their main players, get it done here tonight. And the last chance, at least here at home, for Mansfield Christian to keep playing as they will continue their season in the Ohio Christian basketball tournament. So that is one bonus for them, is that even when they do get knocked out in the OHSAA playoffs, that they've got more opportunity to try to collect some hardware. Full timeout taken by Monroeville. Final 28 seconds. Just want to make sure that it goes as well as it can for his young Chargers out there. Give me one last chance to see if we've got any new comments. Sammy says, let's go Flames, let's push. I think it's a little too late for that now, Sammy. Unfortunately, shooting woes really handicap Mansfield Christian. You combine that with the turnover problems, and that's why they're sitting on 39 points here for the game. It's been a great season, of course, for them up to this point. 11 wins, Mid-Buckeye Conference runners-up, 6-1 within the league this year. Only played once, though, since February 10th. So that may be a little bit of a factor. Not getting a whole lot of real court action out there against another team. Just been practicing. And that win coming against Christian Community School, where they won by 50, so they didn't even get a good look. Out of the timeout, that's what the Eagles draw up. Probably could have got some good points had there been a clean catch there inside for Destiny Sam. Taylor Sheed now at the free throw line, an opportunity to get her name into the record books for this one. And just a freshman getting the varsity experience in a sectional championship game. Pretty cool for her. But will she get in the scorebook? Doesn't. This is Allie Shoemaker. As the final seconds wind away here for Mansfield Christian. Their season has come to a close, and Monroeville moving on as they knock off the Flames 58-39 on the road. We'll take a quick timeout. We will be back. An interview on the way here with our Whitaker Myers Wealth Manager's most valuable player. I don't think there's any question that we got to hear from Grace Stieber. I think 23 points for her here tonight. And a big victory continuing the winning streak for the Eagles. So we'll have that, and then stats and analysis as we wrap things up here from the Furnace.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
Did you know that every parent in Ohio may now choose the right school for their child? Hi, I'm Dr. Cy Smith, Superintendent at Mansfield Christian School. Thanks to new legislation, all of Ohio's children are now eligible for a school voucher. No matter where you live, everyone qualifies, and 80% of Ohioans qualify for the full voucher amount. We are so excited for Christian families who can now align their child's education with their Christian values at a private school like Mansfield Christian. Give them the truth that they desperately want and need. Give them a Christian education. You can find out more information at mcsflames.org or call 419-756-5651.
now with your Whitaker Myers Wealth Manager's Most Valuable Player of the Game. No question about it. Grace Stieber lighting it up, particularly from long range. 22 points, a game high for you here tonight. But let's talk about the threes. It felt like you and your teammates were getting a lot of open looks, and you were able to knock them down. How big of a factor do you feel like that was?
I think that us just all making threes or outside shots as a team together really helped us get that lead, and working together as a team, like making all those shots. I think everyone gets more excited when it's everyone working together and making those shots.
And collectively as a unit, you guys have been playing your best basketball of the season right now. You're on a nice winning streak, 5 in a row for you. So playing your best ball at this time of year, I got to imagine that the confidence level with each passing game, it just keeps rising and rising.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think about the way you guys are playing right now is producing some of your best hoops?
I think I kind of said this like before, like we're really working as a team. Like when one person makes something, everyone gets excited. Like we're really working as a team, and I think that's just the reason why we're playing our best is because everyone's working together. Yeah.
And you had a couple of kids come in that weren't able to play, of course, in the tournament, including your leading scorer on the season. So to have to make up for that, how much falls on your shoulders as one of the junior leaders on this team to know that you've got to fulfill some more scoring roles and do some other things?
Well, Gabby was one of our biggest scorers, but I think like knowing that those two didn't get like a full season kind of like wanted to push me more, knowing that I need to push, I need to like score more and like get my teammates more together and to make up for them not being able to play the second half of the season.
Well, it looks like, in all likelihood, you will get another shot at New London moving on to the Willard District now. So you played them really close in the first one. Are you looking forward to a third round?
Yes, definitely. I think that was like, we were like, we got to beat Mansfield Christian. Well, first it was Plymouth, and then Mansfield Christian, and then we want to play New London because
you've had them circled.
Yes, yes.
Well, hey, congratulations on getting the win here tonight. It looks like you're going to get a chance to go cut down the nets and then celebrate here. Before we turn you loose, look into the camera, give any shout-outs that you'd like.
I'd like to give a shout-out to my grandpa because I wouldn't be anywhere where I am today without him helping me, and then a huge shout-out to Coach Bohm and the other coaches because we would not be here if it wasn't for them.
All right, Grace Stieber, your MVP. And now that you do got a chunk there of the net, you got a special place where you're going to keep that, do you think?
I don't know. Maybe just I have like a little box where I keep like all little like special things. Maybe I'll just put it in there.
Probably a good spot for it. All right, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
Did you know that every parent in Ohio may now choose the right school for their child? Hi, I'm Dr. Cy Smith, Superintendent at Mansfield Christian School. Thanks to new legislation, all of Ohio's children are now eligible for a school voucher. No matter where you live, everyone qualifies, and 80% of Ohioans qualify for the full voucher amount. We are so excited for Christian families who can now align their child's education with their Christian values at a private school like Mansfield Christian. Give them the truth that they desperately want and need. Give them a Christian education. You can find out more information at mcsflames.org or call 419-756-5651.
return now inside of the Furnace for our post-game show presented by SPHERION Mid-Ohio and Monroeville, just wrapping up cutting down the nets here on the road as they all have a piece of history, but their journey is not over yet. They will move on to the district semifinals at Willard next Thursday, where they will get an opportunity for a third matchup against New London. Last time it went to overtime. It was a thriller, but 0-2 on the season for them. So, Aaliyah Skronsky is joining me again. Before we dive in to the final stats of the night, Aaliyah, let's take a look at the bracket and how it's shaken out, at least up until tonight's games. We don't have this updated yet, but we know Monroeville is going to be moving on. They'll take on New London. I'll have to look for some scores at the bottom half of the bracket. Danbury, the number 1 seed. Potentially, you would think that they would be able to beat Buckeye Central, but they've been to the regional like 6 straight years, something like that. And then South Central as well. They've got some great big kids. So if it were to be chalk, it would be South Central versus Danbury. Just an exciting time of year anytime you see that, and you want to just keep moving your name more to the right. More opportunities, more games, more practices. And unfortunately for Mansfield Christian, that is not going to be the case. Break it down for me. What do you think the Flames didn't do right here tonight that prevented them from moving their name over to the right on this bracket?
I feel like in the first half, definitely in the first quarter, they were a little lost, but then back in the second quarter, they definitely found their groove. But then right after, during the second half, they definitely lost it again, while Monroeville definitely found their groove. They were just taking it and scoring 3s and 2s back to back to back, while Mansfield Christian just kept turning it over. They only had 4 less turnovers in the second half than they did in the first half, so they definitely didn't really improve on that. So I feel like that was a big part of the reason that they really couldn't score and get themselves higher up on the board.
So let's take a look at the final stats of the evening presented by SPHERION Mid-Ohio, and the turnovers, big difference for them. 32 of them in the game, 12 more than their adversaries of the Eagles here tonight. But the 3-pointers, 10 of them, they had an avalanche tonight. Only 1 made on the other side for Mansfield Christian, and they attempted quite a few of them. So that also big factor.
I agree. If Mansfield Christian would have taken the shots, if they would have made the shots that they took, that they definitely would have come back on the board. I feel like Monroeville had a lot more luck on their 3-point line when they shot it. They made it a lot more for Mansfield Christian, so they definitely had that going for them.
One thing for Mansfield Christian, though, is that they still get an opportunity. So it says there, season over. That's not true. They get to play in that Christian tournament, something that you did last year as an 8th grader, making it all the way actually to the championship game. And the 8th graders did end up winning it this year. The varsity, the defending champions of that. So it's something that is still fun, still on the table for this team. So the season's not over. And I know it's something that they really look forward to here at this program.
Oh yeah, the Christian tournament, I really enjoyed that because you get 2 chances, so they still have hope to come back and win the Christian tournament, which is really likely. And yeah, last year 8th grade made it to the championship, but I broke my finger and then we lost. So.
Sorry to hear that, but at least it's landed you a spot here with me on the broadcast tonight. Have you been enjoying yourself? You made a couple of bucks and then definitely got some snacks too.
Oh yeah, I made $20, but I spent it all at the concession stand. As Drake once said, money comes and goes. I'll just come back for another $20.
It's a pretty fair trade, I'd say.
I agree.
All right, Aaliyah. I think that's going to do it for tonight's broadcast. Congratulations to Monroeville. Any final words on them as they move forward into the district round? How do you think they'll fare?
I really like the way they played. Once they got in their group, I really liked the passing and the way they worked together as a team, so I'd expect to see them go really far in the tournament.
That from Miss Aaliyah Skronsky, joining me tonight for stats and analysis at halftime and then here postgame. So thank you very much for chiming in.
You're welcome. Bye.
See ya. Also got to thank Sarah Porter for being our top camera here tonight. Bravo to Miss Sarah. I think she got a little bit of a shoulder workout from this big mammoth camera that we bring to the equation. A little bit different than running the Mansfield Christian cameras that we have here when we do our student-led broadcasts. And where would we be without our sponsors? Nowhere. That's where we'd be charging you. It's live and free thanks to Buckeye Horizon. Whitaker Myers Wealth Managers, SPHERION Mid-Ohio, the Monroeville Athletic Boosters, Home and Kitchen Supply, and Mansfield Christian Schools. For my two stud high school kids helping bring the broadcast to life tonight, I'm Brian Skronsky saying so long from the Furnace. We'll see you next week. So many games, it'll make your head spin. So long for now.